What's up, guys? Wanted to do a quick video here. I'm just talking about something that's been changing within our Smash Ruleset recently. When I say recently, I mean like really recently, like within the past few months. And it centers around DSR, or Dave's Stupid Roll. Very brief history about DSR. It just was created and put into place to prevent people from going back to the same stages over and over and over again. Think about Marth in a best of five set. Every time he loses, just counterpicks you back to Final Destination. Like, you would have to beat Marth on Final Destination twice as a spacey every single best of 5 set. It was created to stop things like that, and there's been a few iterations. Modernly, DSR is you can't go to any stage you've won on previously. You can't counterpick to any stage you've won on previously. Modified DSR is, and today's meta is, you can't go back to the last stage you won on. So say you win game 1 on Battlefield, game 2 on Final Destination, and then you lose on Pokemon Stadium. Well, since you can't go back to the last stage you won on, you can go to the first stage you won on. And then that's what we've been using mostly for the past few years. Like, just looking at like the Glitch Infinite rule set, like MDSR players can't counterpick to the last stage they won on during a set. It has changed very recently. I don't know who changed it. I don't know what tournament it was first implemented in, but I do know what tournament I first noticed it in, and that was Genesis 8 rule set. And so instead of players can't counterpick to the last stage they won on, it is players cannot pick any stage that they have counterpicked in one on, which means if you don't counterpick the stage, you can go back there. And what kind of implications does that mean? What does that mean as a rule set and to you as a competitor? That means previously on MDSR, like if I win Battlefield game 1, lose Final Destination game 2, I can't go back to the stage I already won on Battlefield. But with this, I have to counterpick and win there. That means if I win game 1 on Battlefield and game 2 on FD I lose, I didn't counterpick Battlefield. We just started there. I can go back. Unless you specifically ban it, I can go back. And there's pros and cons. The main pro, which is why I suspect this variation was created, was that there was a lot of people had a lot of issue with how many effective bans this would give you. Because like, if you think about it, if this is a 2-ban rule set, I win game 1 on Battlefield, lose on FD, my opponent doesn't have to waste a ban on Battlefield. They can ban, say, these 2 stages, and I know I can't go back to Battlefield, so essentially that's 3 bans for them. And a lot of people didn't or don't like that it gives the losing player an extra ban, because like if I win game 1 on Battlefield and I ban these 2 stages, I effectively only have 2 bans for my opponent's first counterpick. So a lot of people had a lot of qualms with that. This keeps things level where everybody has the same amount of bans, which I think is a pretty good pro. There is a pretty big con though. The whole point of DSR is to keep your opponents from going back to the last stages that they won on, because otherwise you have very low variety of stages, a low amount of data. And so situations that happen is I win game 1 on Battlefield, I lose on Final Destination. As a competitor, why would I not go back to the stage I already won on? And then all of a sudden you have sets that, unless they're specifically banning the starter, which is very unlikely, you're most likely going to ban like 2 of your opponent's best stages. You're just going to be playing on the same stages, you know, you won on, which pretty low variance in terms of like variety and stage data. I particularly don't like this, but this video is not about what I like or what I dislike or which one's better or worse. It is just a call to attention of, hey, we have a rule set that's changing, and it is changing very, very quickly. I see it at Genesis 8. I see that it was implemented at the Ludwig's Invitational. No one's really talking about it either, but just like a few months ago, it wasn't like that. Just a few months ago, we were running our normal MDSR. So Just a call to attention. I would love if you guys know where this is coming from or who implemented this. Maybe somebody on the Genesis staff or something like that. Feel free to let me know. Be very curious. But that's all I have for you guys today. All right, have a good one.